Hello, person tuning into YouTube who may or may not regularly watch this channel, wanting to find out how much it costs to drive an IMCA stock car. There's one right behind me here. We're going to go over that in just a minute, but first we got to go over Jevon's hobby stock paint job. What on earth is going on here, bud? This thing's got more runs than Emmett Smith. Dude, you know, I can make you some really cool stickers, but they're not going to cover that. No. Whoa. Anyway, welcome to Old Guy Hobbies Stock Cars over there. This is a hobby stock, that's a stock car. We're going to be going over the stock car. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back. All right, I'm not exactly Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I think I know where that came from. What do you think, Professor? That fender must have been a little damp when he brought her in.
Yeah, it was raining outside.
All right, so anyway, as I kick the tripod here, let's just get into this. Number one, that part's not true, and if it were, that is not accurate. But it's a good segue into how much does it actually cost to go do one of these things on the track. So let's start there. All right, so I got a few comments here in the comment section. That's usually where comments go, as Jevon and the professor over here going over his paint job.
Didn't turn out.
Anyway, neither here nor there. He's got time. He'll fix it. He'll make it right. This guy can do stuff. I've seen he built that whole car from a go-kart and a broken lawnmower. It's amazing. All right, so we've done one of these in the past, and that was in the hobby stock class, which is right over there. We just showed you some of Jevon's tiny bit. But going into the IMCA stock car class, and this is a cost you. What's it going to cost you to run the car for a year? That's what we're trying to figure out. Now, I'm assuming if you jump into an IMCA stock car, you're coming from either a hobby stock or a four-cylinder or something, you're moving up. So we're going to skip like I did in the last video, and if you want to see it, go back and watch that. But trailer, tools, you know, cherry pickers, truck, you've got all this stuff. You've got a helmet, you've got a driving suit, gloves, you know, all that stuff. So we're just going to skip that completely. Hope that's okay with you. Anyway, numbers and things are going to pop up around me and show you all this. We're going over two different two different levels, I guess. Used, you're jumping in, you're buying some used equipment, you're on a budget, you're doing it that way. Or new, you're buying a brand new IMCA stock car, and hey, if you can do that, more power to you, man. That's great. You've done something. We're going to start with the heart of the whole thing. We're going to do an engine. Now, I just double-checked with the professor over here, who is our engine builder. He's gone over my notes, and he's saying that if you're building an engine in your garage, you're paying for some machining, you're sending it out, getting all that stuff done. And this isn't all the add-on parts like the carb. We'll go over all that stuff here in a bit. You're going to spend probably about $5,000. And a balloon just magically appeared over my head with $5,000 in it. And again, this is your budget guy. Now, your new guy, maybe you're getting an engine from, say, Carl's Customs or Mid-State Machine is a big company around here in the Midwest where they're in Iowa. Or in Wisconsin, Illinois, they're very prevalent around here. Their motors win a lot. We're going to say that your motor cost in an IMCA stock car, and again, there's no crates in this class, you are going to be $8,000 to all the way up to $18,000, and that's a real thing. You can spend that kind of money in a motor in this class. Most of the guys we know in this area, we're just going to call that $9,000 for your built for you, don't have to do a whole lot, drop it in the car, get ready to go. Another balloon here, it's numbers and things, you'll keep up. I trust you, you look smart. Transmission, say you're running a Brin or a Falcon in these, you can run a Power Glide, which would technically save you a little bit of money. Like last year in the hobby stock, I had about $1,000 into a professionally built race converted direct drive Power Glide. We're going to say Bryn or Falcon in these cars, which seem to be more the case. You do see some Power Glides, but for a used Bryn, Falcon, say you also need the bell housing, we're going to say $1,500. Jevin, is that okay with you? Does that sound right?
Sure.
Okay. He says, see, this is verified. This is factual information. If you're the new car guy, you're buying everything new, you want to go with a brand new Bryn or a Falcon, you call up Speedway, you order one. We're going to say with the bell housing, about $3,000. Those Bryn Falcon transmissions are about $2,500 a piece, and then, add your bell housing. Your carburetor. We are allowed to run a 2-barrel carb in these cars. Professor will back me up here if I'm saying something stupid. But basically, if you're going to buy like a entry-level Holly in this class, you're looking at about $450. Am I correct?
Yeah, I'd say 450, 500.
You can jump on Speedway and double-check that price.
Depends on how bad it is.
But say you want to go with a Picadero or a JDR or a Stealth. Now you're talking about $900. So that'll get you, I don't know how they do that. It's what they do to a 2-barrel carb to make it worth twice as much. They get twice the air and gas, I guess, is how you make that work. I don't know. It's science, scientificals. Headers. We're going to say headers going on these cars. You can jump on Speedway right now and get yourself a set of IMCA legal headers for $300. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now, say you're the unlimited budget dude and you want to run a set of stainless, or you want to have your headers blasted and painted so they don't rust and make them more high end. We're going to say you can put $1,000. Is that accurate, guys? Am I still on course here? $1,000?
Probably not even going to that. You could put those long branch headers on for like 1,100 right
Woo! There you go. See, we're backing up our sources here and checking
That's
things.
the ones we want.
Gear. These are running Ford 9-inch. Now, if you're in like USRA or some of the other, you can do a quick change. If you look at like Medieval's website or B&B or BHE, Harris, any of those companies, they will throw a quick change in there for about an extra $1,000. It's just, we're not even going to go into that. We're saying IMCA legal here. Ford 9-inch gear, you're going to be $300 to $500 used. I bought them for that. I'm sure Javon over here has bought them for that. Probably built his own for that. You can also jump on Summit and grab yourself a brand new Ford 9-inch gear for $1,000 if you want to spend the money. Your seat. Say you want to get a used full containment, a Kirky or something decent, about $500. And say you want to call up LaJoy and you just want to get the best of the best. If you price one of those out, they're about $1,500. But, hey, it's your safety. You should spend what you want to feel comfortable spending. Shocks are all over the map. If you want to jump on, say, Speedway or something like that and get yourself the bare bones shocks to get into the car, you might get away with $1,200, $1,500. You start getting a little something decent, don't you think?
Right in that area.
And if you want to go nuts on these shocks, you can do that too. We're going to say, new car guy, you want the best of the best, you're going $3,500.
Sure.
Yeah, like I said, it's all up to you. What do you want to spend? How fast do you want to go? And again, jump down in the comments section here and just tell me everything I'm doing wrong. Usually people do that without prompting, but feel free.
Does some of it make no difference?
All right, now we're going to call weekly expenses because, again, let's say you're running 12, 13 nights a year at your local track. You got a dozen races. You run a few specials here and there. We'll call it 15 nights a year. Say you're the budget guy. You're rotating your tires. You're doing the the siping and the grooving and the tire demons and all that stuff. We're going to say per night, and this might be a little bit overkill, but we're going to say you're going to destroy one tire a week, which is about $180, $190. If you're buying the tire pre-siped and all that other stuff. If you're not, then you're probably buying a tire demon or something like that. So you're going to spend some money either way. That's up to you. Plus your pit passes, plus fuel for the car. We're going to be running avgas in this, aviation fuel from the airport. You pull up next to the little Piper Cub or the Cessna and you fill up your You fill up your gas can and you hope she flies, like J-Bod says over here. We're going to call that one tire a night. One tire a night. Now, nights you might use two. There's nights you'll get away with running them 2 weeks in a row. You're fine. $4,200 a year. That's calling $100 for, say, you and a buddy to get into the pits and your gas for the car and hope nothing else goes wrong. So $280 a night times 15, $4,200 a year. Now, if you're on the unlimited budget guy, maybe you're changing the right side tires every week. You could do that. It's up to you. I'm not doing it. We'll save those for the specials. 15 nights a year again, 2 pit passes, gas for the car. We're calling that $7,200 for the year. The wrench hits the floor. That's good. Now we're going to call all your maintenance. Now you got to, Jason, what are some of the maintenance here? You got to change all the oil. You got to
running through our oil, transmission fluid, possibly gear grease, and then obviously just maintenance itself. You're going to be using pop rivets and that type of stuff up. Washing this car, cleaning it.
Things are going to get bent and things got to be cleaned and ball joints got to be rebuilt and all that stuff. Rear bumpers, if you're a hobby stock, Jevin, you got to put a new front end and a rear clip every other week.
Still using last year's bumper.
Oh, he's good. He's good. It's got a couple holes in it, but it'll be fine.
Hopefully spindles and things don't get destroyed.
Yeah, and this is all the variables here is, what if you fail an engine? What if you break a shock on a rough track? What if you get caught up into a wreck? That all adds to this. This is just assuming everything goes right. But we're going to call maintenance every week a wash with the winnings. I did the same thing on the hobby stock video last year, but that's where we're going to roll with this. Whatever you win, just count it as gone because it's going right back into this thing to keep it on the track at all.
It's hoping we're winning.
We're hoping we're winning, yes. He will be. I'm just hoping not to wreck the car. That's the plan. He wins, I don't wreck much. it's a lofty goal. I think I'm being a little optimistic there. All right, now for the big one, the car. If you're calling Medieval, B&B, Spa, Harris, whoever it is, whoever, these guys are all over the country. I'm assuming, like now in the hobby stock division, I had done it, like Jevin over here. He built his own car. Guys have that kind of skill set. And in this class, you're not seeing a whole lot of home-built cars. These are professionally built, even if they're used. You're still getting a pro-built car. So we're just kind of ignoring that class in the IMCA Stock Cars. Oh, no, he's definitely a pro. I'm just saying these things they're a little bit more complicated. Not a lot, but enough.
I'm winging it. I'm no pro.
So anyway, Medieval, B&B, Spa, here, any of these companies that are making really high quality product, you can go from a bare frame all the way up to a full roller with the body and everything on it. For the sake of time on this video, we're going to assume you're going with the full roller. And again, this can vary a bit from, I've seen 24,000 up to 30,000. You can go over 30,000 for that. And we're talking no drivetrain whatsoever, just roller, wheels, you got to add your engine, your gear, all that, the transmission, everything else. A bare frame, apparently, if you can drag one to your car builder, saves you $1,000. I'm not sure it's worth it by the time you buy a junk car, strip it down, and then drop it off at, say, Johnny Spa's place. And I just let them pay the extra grand is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, you budget guys. These cars are all over the map, just like they are with a hobby stock, just like they are with a sport mod. You're going to get what you pay for. If it's an older car, that these cars frequently get updates to how the suspension is set up. The top companies they're doing actual testing and track telemetry and all this other kind of stuff to say if we need to move things around and position things better, shocks and springs and all that. So we're going to call a used car anywhere from $5,000, I've seen it, to $25,000 for something that's like fresh and a proven winner and the frame's still straight and she hasn't been bent. We're going to give you two options. $10,000 used car, and again, that's not drivetrain or anything else, that's just the car, probably with a bent body on it like ours was. Frame was good though. We're going to say $10K because you get below $10K, you're probably going to be doing more work than you.
You're doing a lot more work.
You can be a lot more work. we'll put it middle of the road at 15K. And if I'm being completely honest, this is, that.
Same, we're in the middle of the road.
We're in the middle of the road. We're not best of the best, but we've got a very solid piece that we know we can trust with him in the car anyway. And 15K is about what you're going to spend to get something decent. So at $10,000, and this is it. Look, bubbles going up here. Budget new over my head. You add up everything I just said, plus $30,000 for a roller with the body. That's the brakes, the gauges, everything. You're just adding a drivetrain and a seat. $57,100 is what it's going to cost you to run that car this year. And again, that's assuming your motor stays together. You don't have any problems there. You're not getting caught up in a wreck every other week. That's just optimistically keeping the car on the track in one piece.
There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
Price.
Yeah. That's a real thing.
Basically 60, you can say $57,000, $60,000 you're right there.
Listen to this guy. He's been racing for 20 plus years.
Top equipment. Like, that's the best.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting rid of the for sale sign. Yeah. No, that's offers invalid. We're throwing that on the floor. Again, you used budget guys. Now we're looking, if you're getting a 10K roller, $23,450. That again is including your 15 nights average racing a year, your weekly expenses, your building your own engine, used transmission, buying a decent carb, decent headers. $23,450 is about what it's going to cost you to be in one of these on a very tight budget. If you're going kind of middle of the road, $28,850. It's a real thing.
That's buying everything and getting started.
And again, there's a lot of miscellaneous in here that is not on this list. So these numbers are going to fluctuate. But again, maybe if you're building your own engine, you can save $1,000 there and you can put that towards better shocks or whatever you want to do, or upgrade your gauges, or just all the little stuff that adds up. Better brake pads, better calipers, all that kind of stuff. And again, don't wreck the car, or these numbers go way off the charts. So anyway, that's it. That's our video for this week. That is the cost to IMCA Stock Car Racing. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it entertaining. I trust these guys more than I trust myself. So we kind of checked this with some other local guys, and Jason and Jevin down here at RPM Motorsports. Jevin's got some, what are we munching on?
Takis. Want some?
Takis? Well, we'll gotta try that. I don't know what it is. What is it, taco flavored?
Try it. It's only been sitting on that table for about 2 weeks.
That's perfect. It tastes like freshly oversprayed white paint. They kind of do, actually.
It's because my hand was in there.
That explains it.
Well,
Anyway, thanks for watching Old Guy Hobby Stock Cars Race Channel things. And if you're new here, please like and subscribe. These aren't bad, man. These aren't bad. Takis, get some Takis and some summer shandy. And again, we're still looking for sponsorship help. So, hey, I just showed you how much it costs. Nobody else is doing that. Come on, help us out. It'd be great. But no, we're doing good. We got some good sponsors. Richland Home Power, thank you. More to come. Benton State Bank, and we're still talking to some other people. I don't want to spoil anything before I screw it up before we finalize all that. So, thanks for watching. Email here if you're looking for put your name on the car. We'll just put your name on the car if you want to send money. We'll just do it. We'll just put your name. Ooh, Steve Smith. Boom, right there on the quarter panel. We can do that for you. Thanks for
names on the car, Chuck. When are you going to start putting stickers on this thing?
Sometimes life gets in the way.
Yeah.
And the last week, we really haven't done a darn thing, which is why we're doing this video this week. But
got that big car show.
We do in March. And I promised Manny that we would help get the Gray Ghost out there if Jevin fixes that paint job. Ooh.
She'll be fixed.
If he fixes that paint job, we'll get him out there, and hopefully
Something else, I'll just have to put white vinyl over.
Where do they have it? They have it over at the mall in Dubuque?
In the mall, I think.
at the mall in Dubuque.
Car could be in
Yes,
there.
Kennedy Mall in Dubuque, Iowa. There you go.
To drive it in?
I don't know if we're in the mall. We might be in the parking lot. It's March. Anything could happen in this part of the world.
They're in it. They're inside the mall.
Whoa.
What I've read.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out when we get there. But
Manny wanted to have his in Spencer's or something.
he's going to park his next to the adult toy section in Spencer's. Anyway.
Big old brake stand in there.
Anyway, thanks for watching again. And hey, come out to the mall if you want to hang out with us. We got more company. We got to go.
March 9th?
March 9th, Dubuque, Iowa. See ya.
Later.
These things are good. They're not bad.
Hey, Lee. Oh, you just missed a video. You could have been in. Oh, he is in it.
Now you're in it. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Go fix your paint job.
It's gonna be fixed.
Wow, look at all these cool associate sponsor stickers. Hoosier, got my license for the stock car, and accidental death and dismemberment. Oh boy. So I'm going to throw this. Zero's going to get it, and then he's going to yell at me. Told ya.